Measure the nose. Contrast eye color. This is how to identify Jews. And as the only Jew in the German military academy, Bobby lives every day in fear. To hide the truth in his song, he doesn't just check the locks before taking a shower. It also checks the transparency of the door curtain. Until I saw a German taking a shower in shorts, he was relieved. In order to become real memory, practice in front of the mirror every day. Little did they know that a crisis was coming quietly. First class, the instructor taught everyone how to identify Jews. Bobby's surface is silent, actually about to pee. I'm really afraid of what's coming. The instructor actually called him up to make a measurement sample, although I was scared to death. But he still bit the bullet and went up. Measure the nose. Measure head circumference. Contrast eye color. Check the side face after a series of inspections. Although he is not a pure-blood German, but at least the Jews were ruled out, with the experts' approval. Plus, he has done credit on the battlefield before. Not only did he thrive in school, it also attracted the attention of the school flower. The two quickly established a relationship. However, he made an inadvertent move, suddenly inspired Bobby. If you stretch the peeling forward, tie with wire. Is it possible to disguise Gory's characteristics? So he went back to school. I got the wire and started tying it up, until it hurts and sweats profusely. He barely tied it, but the good times don't last long. Physical education class, vigorous exercise. Let the tied radish head suddenly open the thread. Bobby clutched his lower body in pain. My friend said at this time that he would have a physical examination tomorrow. The sudden news gave him nightmares. I was so scared that I wet the bed. Then, he covered his lower body in pain and walked to the bathroom. After some inspection, the radish head is already red, swollen, and inflamed. It completely broke him at this moment. When I learned that the medical examination required me to take off my pants, he panicked, quickly excused a toothache, walked to the infirmary pretending to be in pain. Although the doctor violently pulled out one of his teeth, but it also allowed him to avoid the medical examination. On the next day's appointment, his girlfriend made a bold request to him. The Richters who pursed on a rich associate. Who can stand this? But at the last moment, he pushed his girlfriend away. After seeing my girlfriend angry. However, on the way back, they passed a Jewish gravestone. Girlfriend said something anti-liberal. He couldn't help but slap his girlfriend. We munched lit and a dodge of Clarence Gazest from Gandhi. And an important as Schlapsmans we do, watching his girlfriend leave in anger. This makes Bobby feel bad. At night, he not only dreamed of his family again, even Hitler, the Führer, appeared in his dreams. He woke up in the middle of the night, immediately had the idea of escaping from here. After identifying the escape route, he came to his girlfriend's house to say his final goodbye, but learned that his girlfriend was pregnant with his roommate's child. The sudden news made him a little overwhelmed. He regretted refusing his girlfriend's request at that time. He couldn't take it anymore. The word Jewish is like a boulder. It was overwhelming. He collapsed in the arms of his girlfriend's mother. Finally revealed the secret in my heart. He was more relaxed than he had ever been. The other party is very sympathetic to his experience, said he would keep this a secret, and he stormed back to his dorm. Grabbing your sleeping roommate is a runaway. The roommate who knew he was wrong didn't fight back. Just then, the instructor suddenly walked in, stopped the two from continuing the fight, and told him to go to the police station. Some details of his identity require. The verification came to the archives department with a nervous mood. The section chief said that his identity materials were not detailed enough, so he handed over his military ID. But the section chief wants proof of his bloodline. He had to lie about being left on the battlefield, and the section chief seemed to see through it all. Let him quickly find a way to make up for it, otherwise the consequences will be serious. Bobby walks out of the police station in despair, want to get out of here as soon as possible. Just then, a Soviet plane dropped a bomb. Violent explosions rang out around. He can only lie on the ground with his head in his arms, waiting for fate. Soon the Soviet fighter jets left. Bobby was lucky to survive. Looking at the archives that had been turned into ruins behind me, the hanging heart suddenly put down. No more proof. A few days later, the Soviets invaded Berlin. Bobby joined the defense. At this moment, he has no intention of resisting at all. He's looking for an opportunity to escape. While no one is paying attention, he sneaked towards the Soviets, yelling that it's our own. Surrendered to the Soviets. Soon, he was taken to a prisoner of war camp, but was considered a German spy by the general. He had to admit that he was Jewish, but the general still refused to believe him. Suddenly, I heard someone call his baby name. He walked over doubtfully. I actually met my brother here. The two brothers hugged their heads and cried. It also proves his identity.